Oh yeah. Welcome to Famous Cartoonist Draws Things. Number 18. My name is Art Baltazar, and I will be your host, and I will also be your famous cartoonist for the evening. I'm going to draw some things. Hopefully people will come in and view this awesome show, this live drawing show. I realized that I picked the prime time to go on because 7 o'clock Chicago time is the time where everyone is doing their own live streams. I saw several live streams today right now that were going on that were sales streams, and there might be other talk show streams, but mine is the one and only Famous Cartoonist Draws Things live show that's happening right now. I'm going to take a swig for the worker man. Today, I am drawing this. I'm going to draw Gilbert, number 3. You're going to see this guy. I'm going to draw some pages for this guy. Let's see, I have one awesome viewer right now. And if you looked at the clock and thought, hey, that must be me, it probably is. I'm going to draw this. I have 2 people. You guys are awesome. I'm going to draw some things. That's a diamond. It is a Pyrokian diamond. In case you're just joining me, today I'm going to draw this. Gilbert, the Flaming Carrot Evolution. I'm on page 53. It's happening. I don't know why it does that with Gordy's music. Let's get some more Gordy on here. There we go. I'll draw some stuff. Drawing these Pyrokians. Fiery Pyrokians are causing problems for little Gilbert here. Little Gilbert doesn't deserve these problems, but he's getting them. Putting some highlight on the eyes. Nobody's watching me. Nobody watches. It's okay. I'm going to do this anyway. Wish I'd come back. Maybe tonight. Right now is not a good time. Maybe I should come back. Oh yeah. I'll do this for a few minutes, see if anyone comes in. If not, then I will just maybe try it again. Oh yeah. Welcome to Famous Cartoonist Says Things. Nope. Famous Cartoonist Draws Things. In case you're just joining me, I'm drawing this. This is called Gilbert, the Flaming Carrot Evolution. And you are watching Famous Cartoonist Draws Things, number 18. This is episode 18 of this long, illustrious series of the Famous Cartoonist Drawing Things live for you. On this page, I'm inking this page. This is page 53 of Gilbert, number 3. I'm drawing this. I'm going to ink this whole thing. Today I'm inking this right here. Let's get back into this. I think prime time right now. Prime time for drawing, for doing a live show. It's prime time for everybody. So what that's telling me is that I'll probably continue my binge watch of The Big Bang Theory. Come back to this in moments. Or just keep going. Should I keep going? I'm going to keep going. Oh, yeah. Flaming Pyrokian is in business. He's in the business to destroy. He's going to do it. All right. Check it out. Check it out. Purple thing. Oh, yeah, Garrett. What's up, Garrett? Garrett is here watching. I'm drawing stuff. A little tweak. I'm gonna fix that. I'm going to do another introduction for you. Now that I have 3 people, today's episode is Famous Cartoonist Draws Things number 18. That's me, the Famous Cartoonist, drawn by my good friend and good follower, D-Brad. That's where D-Brad is a cartoonist too, and he drew that guy for me. And today I'm going to draw this. Gilbert issue number 3. Gilbert volume 3. I'm going to do some interior pages. So far I'm inking this guy. This guy's name's Creeple, and he's purple. He's going to be colored purple, but I'm inking him right now. And Garrett said he just bought Superman of Smallville on Comixology. Oh, cool, man. Thanks, Garrett. I'm glad you're picking up my stuff on digital. That's real cool. The digital books are fun because they allow me a chance to make some books and get them to you guys, and you guys could read them, and it's fun for me to do that. I could put out any books I want to publish. I upload them to Comixology, and they add their page turning technique and their expertise, and then you're able to buy them and turn the pages. It's really fun. I'm adding these dots to Creeple's body. He's like a jellyfish, he has no shape. So he's fun to draw because he's all squishy. So I've been live for a few minutes now. I got consistently like 2 to 3 people watching me this whole time. But the cool part is I have to do this stuff anyway, so I'm going to. I'm going to do some of this. I got to beat my deadlines, man. I don't know if I'm going to beat them or join them. And I know what people mean by like beat them or join them. It's easier to join the deadline, become the deadline. I got this. I got this. Creeple, look at that. I'm gonna press save for the working man. I'm gonna take a swig too. Oh, look at that. You got the Who's Who books for Aya Comics too. I love what Webster ate Spider-Man Spider. Yeah, he did. You caught on to that. I got more of those books coming out. I have to finish them up, but I have, I think there's going to be 9 books altogether. That's going to be real fun to do. I have to finish some of them. I have to finish writing some of the write-ups for some of those guys. But I have a lot of cool things happening, man. Lots of cool things. Cartoonist never stops. Now that I'm famous, you know, I got extra duties. There's extra bit of responsibility and a little more pressure. Maybe not pressure. A little bit more built-in responsibilities to accomplish for my awesomeness, which is you guys, which is the fans. Oh yeah, Garrett, can't wait. There's that many characters. Yes, I have about I think over 400 characters. So it's 42 characters in each book times 9. That's how many characters I have. So what's that? Tell me your math. It's like 400 something or 300 something. It's 42 times 9. I want to do the math, but I don't want to stop drawing. Look at that panel. That's pretty cool. The Pyrokians discovered the purple thing. Hey! I'm gonna get the volume up here a little bit. Can you hear the music okay? I like the music. It's cool. I'm gonna add those in another layer. Look at that. This is Gus. This is the Go-Go-Geekunta fish. The Go-Go-Geekunta fish. He only comes along every 1,000 years, according to the prophecy, to the Everything Day prophecy, which you can read about in Volume 2. Hopefully I'm not spoiling. I'm going to move this in a little bit more. There you go. Oh, did you figure out the math? Yeah, man, 378. Oh, yeah, D-Brad. D-Brad's here, too. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I used your piece for this week's title card. Let's see, the comments are getting away. I'm glad you guys are joining. Oh, you were sorting laundry. You mean you were doing stuff you need to do to survive and get through the house? That's all right, man. This looks weird to me. Looks weird. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to fix it like that. It looked weird. That's a lot of characters. I have 378 characters, which are... my characters are in the book, in the IA universe, and it includes every character that could possibly meet Action Cat. That's how I determine who's in my universe. And so far, that's that many guys. And the cool part of the Who's Who books is it includes my old guys. My Crybabies are in there, and Wolf Boy. It includes all that stuff, which would be real fun once they all come out. That'll be real cool. And yeah, man, thanks for drawing that thing. I love using stuff that if people draw me, it becomes a title card. And I used Kevin Bixby's last time. Garrett, you thought the Pyrokians were taken care of. Well, in the first issue, they live in a volcano. But yes, they come back. There's a reason why they come back. But in the first issue, they live in a volcano, but they took care of them, but they're still alive. They're still alive and thriving. But now they just live in the volcano after issue 1. I'm struggling with this dogfish thing. There we go. It'd be like that. There it is. He goes, yip, 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 yip. Save. This live show started out a bit slow. I was getting nervous because I was drawn for about 12 minutes and nobody was watching. So I was getting a little nervous. Not so nervous, but more like, should I do it later? But I'm good. I'm good now. You guys are here. I know when you're here when you comment, but I could see the 5, so that's cool. Maybe say you should just draw, Baltazar. Don't worry about numbers, which is true. I like to see you guys are watching. That's cool. There's another eyeball over here. Should be thicker. Let's see, maybe. Yeah, look at that. I shouldn't call these guys Pyrokians. They look a little different. They don't quite look like they did in the first book, so I don't want to do any spoilers. But I guess this is a minor spoiler. I just won't tell you how this happened. The Pyrokians. That's what they look like. Oh yeah, man. Garrett likes it. You like the I think your favorite character in Gilbert is Creeple. If that's how you spell it. Yeah, Creeple. His name's Creeple with 2 E's. Yeah, Creeple's cool. He's he came to be because my daughter was making slime. And she made this purple slime and she put it on the kitchen table and I thought it was cool. And she thought the word purple was funny. And I asked her, she told me you should make a slime monster. And it was purple slime that she made, and so that's how Creeple came to be. She's like purple slime. That's kind of cool. That's how it came to be. So I'm like, I could do that. T. Brad's walking to his mailbox while he listens to me. Oh yeah, neighbors. Are you on headphones, or you carrying the iPad out there? Something's happening over at D. Brad's house. Sounds like an oh yeah comics. Famous Cartoonist Draws Things party. And for those of you like Brad who ordered stuff for me, I have to mail it out by the end of the week, probably by the end of the week. I went to the post office, but post office wanted a lot of money for stuff, so I'm like, no, I'll repackage it. So I gotta wrap it up. I got several orders I have to get it to, so patience is good, like Obi-Wan Kenobi says. Patience, things will happen. Oh, he's got headphones and an iPhone. Oh, cool, man. That's awesome. I'm in your head. I'm a direct link to your skull right now. It's going in your head. You can hear Gordy's music chiming right now inside your brain. And I'm glad that you guys listen to me even when you're not drawing. Just listen. So I say a lot of weird stuff. I watched more Big Bang Theory. I wanted to call it The Brain. Big Bang Theory. I watched some more today. And it was the episode where Wallowitz and the guys, they went to the Arctic and they came back with beards. So that was pretty funny. I think I've seen that episode before, but I didn't remember the outcome because I know Penny and Leonard have some tension, some relationship tension, that they find each other irresistibly attractive. And this was the love. It's like Ross and Rachel, but this is better. This love affair is pretty good. The nerd and hot girl. That's how my life is. The nerd and the hot girl. And me and my friends are proof that the nerds could get the girls eventually. Just gotta wait sometimes. I would go out with my friends and I would always meet the girl who had a friend. But that's okay. I don't mind meeting friends. These guys are diamonds. Let's see. What is happening in these panels? I could show you, but it'd be a spoiler. I'm going to show you anyway. I got to scroll out a little bit. Look at that. I'll read it to you. Purple thing. Hey! Dog, 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 dog. Very fast. Yip, 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 yip. Very smart. Very yippy. Orange, 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 orange. Ah! They're meeting some strange beings underwater. But the beings are very frightening. Because you're not sure what they want. Or what they want to do. Or if they're going to do anything. All we know is that they're scary. They're on fire. And they're quite hot. That's enough for me to stay away. Especially, how can you be on fire if you're underwater? It's true. Oh, Kevin, yeah. Oh, you've been shopping at Aya Comics. Oh, cool, man. I like that. I know Brother Bear's been doing some live streaming and live sales like QVC style. And same with Muncie. The Muncie store's doing that. And we're doing that at Skokie, too. I saw number 1 sell some things today. We're starting to get new books, too. I think this was the first week, or first day even, that we got new books. I think DC Comics is sending books again. And I think Marvel starts next week or the week after or so. But everything's falling back into place very slowly. But it's happening. It will happen. But just like Obi-Wan said, you gotta be patient. Patience. This lightsaber is your life. Once that happens, we'll be good. And then the market could go back to where it was. And all our books could start coming out again. Know what I mean, man? Know what I mean? It's all true. All of it is true. Everything I'm telling you guys is true. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Garrett, it's going to be worth the wait. This Gilbert number 3 is going to be worth the wait. Mike and Mark have been taking large chunks of my paycheck. Well, thank you, sir. That's good. But you're getting a lot of awesome stuff, I'm sure. And they've been giving some sweet deals on things, too. So that's cool. It's for a good cause. Yeah, man. Keep the Aya Comics doors open. But we'll be, seems like things are going slowly back to normal. But until then, we gotta hustle. Keep doing what we gotta do. Henceforth, live shows, live sales, live everything. Since I've been doing the live shows, I've been busier doing more things. So it all has a ripple effect. Ripple effect or waterfall effect? Or is ripple effect a disastrous thing? I don't know, but it's cool. But it all has an effect that helps everything out. So I don't like this right here. Look what I did. I want to fix that. That looks weird to me. There you go, that's better. Let me erase it. Oh yeah, Deep Breath says yeah. Yeah, you guys are saying several things. Yeah, wait, let me get to it. The comments are getting away from me again, so I don't want to read them out of order because it looks like there's a story brewing here. Yeah, Kevin Bixby says all for a good cause, right? Let me take a swig. I have my soda with ice. D. Brad says, I enjoy all your comic shows Mark and Franco do. Yeah, they're good, man. They're good. They do those for Patreon. Franco's been doing a lot of videos, which is really cool. And I like doing videos with Franco. Like yesterday we did the drawing video. But it's also fun to find out, to watch the shows that they do without me, which is, I don't mind at all, which is really cool. So we're all kind of doing stuff. And then they tell me that they like my morning shows too. So it's just fun. All of this is really fun to do. And then yeah, Kevin Bixby wants an All Yeah Comics to go to when this is done. Yeah, man. Thank you, sir. I want to get back to that too. I got an art gallery I want to plan, an art show, and I got some drink and draws I want to do. And when we do that drink and draw, man, it's going to be epic. It's going to be an awakening. It's going to be something that we all wanted forever, and it's going to have a real cool feeling to it. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna bring chicken wings. We're gonna have our favorite beverages on hand. We're gonna have a real good time. But we have to wait for that for that to happen. I don't know when that's gonna happen. And I want to do an art show, and I have a few people, including Kevin Bixby, and we got an art show going, and I'm really looking forward to all of that. And yeah, D. Brad didn't know Mark Waid was a partner in Oh Yeah Comics. Yeah, he's a partner of our New York store in Muncie. So he was Muncie, but status quo changed to Muncie, but we're still going there. We're still strong. And but Mark Waid's a definite partner in New York store, and which is awesome. Yeah, he's real cool. He likes to get in trouble online and stuff, but but once people like to say stuff online, but when you say stuff online and it's controversial, you just have to be prepared for those who wish to oppose you. That's all it is, really. Or you could just not care about online stuff and just say whatever. But sometimes people do not do that. But I love the guy. He's awesome. But he's fun to watch. And let's see. Kevin Bixby says, true. Everything I'm saying is true. Yeah. It's all true, my brothers. All of it is true. And Garrett says, oh, how is Archimaniacs coming along? It's good, man. I turned in a bunch on Friday. A bunch of pages, like, penciled. So I got to catch up on everything right now. But I want to get that. I want to get this finished. I want to get that finished. So it's coming along. But I can only work on that when I, in private. I can't quite work on Archimaniacs on camera. Because, sometimes some publishers are weird about and secretive about things, which I get it. And they want to leave a big splash when it comes down time for promotion and publicity and stuff. But with my own guys like Gilbert, publicity's good, but Nobody knows the characters better than me, so I'm going to promote Gilbert. I promote Gilbert when I can, and the publisher likes it. Because who better to promote it but the creator, you know? But with DC Comics, the characters are more like their promotion. With my name on it, it's cool. But it seems like it's a DC Comics promotion rather than a Famous Cartoonist Star Balthazar promotion. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's cool. But I feel those characters are mine anyway. It's my version of the Joker. It's me and Frankel's story, so it's kind of fun. But these panels with Gilbert have a lot of details, so they take me a little while. It took me a little bit to get them done. That's it. First 2 panels. The first tier is finished. Look at that. Finished with the inks. Garrett says, I wish I could come to Chicago and go to Aya Comic Shop when this is done. Yeah, man. That'd be cool to see you, too. Yeah. D. Brad said, watching me draw Gilbert got him to buy Gilbert. Thanks, man. I had this character Gilbert since I created Wolf Boy. It was real similar, really close to the time. I created Wolf Boy, and then I just started drawing more characters. And that's what happened. I was drawing a lot of monster characters at the time. Some of them stuck, and some of them, you know, didn't. I think most of my stuff sticks, because at the time, I was drawing Wolf Boy, and I created Gilbert, and I created several other things. And when I did the strip for Gorilla, they asked me to see some stuff. They wanted to see some stuff that I never showed anyone before. So I sent them to Gilbert, and I sent them Meteor Mite, and I sent them Spider Monkey. I sent them a lot of things. And they like Gorilla best. So that was pretty cool. I will take that any day. And originally, Gorilla, the title of Gorilla was The Gorilla from Dimension Ape. That was the original title of that. But they asked me for a different title. And while listening to an Ookla the Mock song, their song called Gorilla came up. So I said, how about that? And it's the genus of species name for a gorilla, for an ape, Gorilla. So I thought that was pretty cool. But how about this? And they're like, yeah. And Ookla the Mock are my friend ever since. If we ever make a movie, they got to do the theme song. But I don't know what's happening with Gorilla. I try to get it back all the time and try to, not get it back, but get permission to make more comics. One day that'll happen. I'm currently in pursuit of it right now. But if it doesn't, I have, according to the math, Garrett, I have 380 more characters I can work on. Right, man? Let's see what you guys are saying. Was Superpowers a promotional series for something happening in DC community, or was it just commissioned by DC? I pitched that series to DC Comics. After Superman Family, I wanted to do another book. So I said, can I have the Justice League? And they said, yeah. And then I said, cool. And then I thought about calling I didn't know what to call the series. I forgot what we were going to call it at first. But then Dan DiDio said, why don't we just call it Superpowers? Like, yes. So that was pretty cool. And it's based off the Jack Kirby stuff. So I'm the next guy to draw Superpowers since Jack Kirby, which was pretty cool. Because he made the first book and they based the toys off of him and stuff. So it's Superpowers is an old action figure line from 1984 or something like that. But when that was happening, I wanted to draw I wanted to draw more stuff for DC Comics. So they let me have all of the superheroes. I asked them for all of them. At first they gave me Tiny Titans. Then they asked me what I want to do next. And I said, can I have Superman? And they're like, sure. And then the next time we had a meeting with them, I asked, can I have all of them? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, wow. So they gave me the whole Justice League. They gave me the whole DC Universe pretty much. So we did that. I wish it was longer than 6 issues, that Superpowers book, but it is what it is. It was what it was. And it was a slight continuity continuation of Superman Family Adventures. And I wish I had more time to tell it because I have a lot more story to that. The Superman Family Adventures, like I said before, we outlined up to like 50 issues of that. And I wish we could have worked on it, but a lot of those story elements you'll see in my own Powers in Action story. Eventually that'll all come out in there. I just got to get to it. And that's one of the things I want to work on after I finish my crazy deadlines that I'm trying to beat by June. It's true. It's all true. Let's see what you guys are saying. Sherbert looks like a Koopa from Mario. Oh, a little bit, right? Is that what Koopas look like? They look like a mushroom? Yeah, that's his turtle shell. He's a spotted shell. He's an orange turtle. And Kevin Bixby said, does Disney own Gorilla? Yes, they do. They hired me to create something for them, which they intended to buy from me. Or, no, they didn't buy it from me. They paid me to create it. So it's a little different. So, but my name is attached to it for life. But it's owned by Disney. Which is kind of cool to have a Disney character owned by Disney that I created for them. But it never went past the magazine. Once the magazine folded or closed, then they didn't continue, which is what bums me out, you know, because Gorilla Girl is such a cool strip, and I can't use it. And I had a whole bunch of stories for that too. I had a ton of stories for that, and they were just getting good. The continuity was just getting really good on that, and I had to stop. But for 5 months, I was working on Disney Adventures and DC Comics Tiny Titans at one time, and I never thought in my career that that'd be happening. I was working with DC Comics and Disney at the same time. And I was like, this is so weird. So I was real busy at that time in my life. Well, I'm really busy now. This is probably, I don't know. But at that time, like, making comic strip was different because I would make comic strips and they would come out every month. So I would draw 20 pages for Teen Titans and like 4 pages for Disney and then 20 pages for Teen Titans. So it was a little easier, but now I'm drawing like 80 pages for paper cuts and 120 pages for DC, and it's a little different. And that's why it's driving me mad crazy right now a little bit. But I just talked to one of my editors today, and he said, if this is overwhelming, like, I know you're overwhelmed. I said, well, overwhelmed is what my world is. But I want to calm it down, you know, because I'm going to try not to do this again with so much work. I want to do one book at a time and then move on to the next one. Hopefully, if I get more stuff after this, which I have stuff already that I have to do after I finish this stuff, this current batch. So I have Gilbert number 4, and I have Drew and Jot number 3. But after I finish this current batch, then I want to take it easy after that, man. I just got a lot of stuff. I'm gonna still do stuff, but not like 6 books at one time. Maybe only 2 books at once. But it sounds nuts. I don't know how you do it. People say, how do you do that? I don't know. I just wake up and do it all day until I'm tired, and then I go to bed. Then I wake up in the morning, and the first thing that pops in my head is the thing I have to do first. Because I'm already thinking before I even wake up. Start dreaming about stuff. It's weird when I start dreaming in Photoshop. I don't know if you guys do that. But I start dreaming in computer program. I start dreaming in Photoshop, like what I'm doing here. I start dreaming about deleting stuff. See what you guys are saying. D. Brad was going to ask the same thing as Kevin, or if I own Gorilla. Now, I wish I did. I do not, but I follow the people who own the Disney license for publishing, and I always put a word in their ear, but we don't ever get anywhere. We were getting pretty far, not far, but we were getting ahead of it. I don't know what you call it. We were making headway, but then this Corona stuff happened. Everything's locked down. Then I got real busy. If they gave it to me right now, I couldn't do it. I got too much to draw. The Gordy Whistle song. Was that the last song? I tried to figure, but that's cool. Should have made Gorilla a princess. Yeah, yeah, right? Because then it would be all over the place. Right, there's a real strong movement for comics for girls and stuff, which is fine. I like all that. Because it seemed to be the, I guess the missing audience. And that's kind of why Disney bought Marvel and Star Wars, because they had the teenage girl market and they had the young girl market with the princesses, and they had the teenage girl market or the young teenagers with their Disney Channel. It's all soap opera drama shows for tweens, because my girl watches all of them, and so they needed the boy and young men market with Star Wars and the Avengers and stuff. And they achieved it. Now they have it. So it wasn't a bad move. I applaud them. So if you need some demographic, just buy it, and you'll have it. It's kind of like I need a yak face vintage Star Wars figure. I'll just go buy it, and then I'll have it. I learned that's the key to the universe. If you want something, just you buy it. You pay for it. If you want a pizza, order one. You know? Kind of same principle, I guess. You guys are like, man, Art's getting all controversial now in his live shows. Let's see what you guys are saying. Is there any way to listen to your son's music? Yeah. Go to SoundCloud. It's free. You go to SoundCloud.com. Oh, and there's also, I put a link in the description of the video. Right at the top where I start, there's a video link to it, and his music is on SoundCloud for free. You just click on it and listen. But I don't think you can't copy it or anything. It's got download protection because it protects the author and protects the writer or protects the artist. But you could go there and listen to it any time, and that's what I do. I don't have to sign in or anything. You just click on it. And there's a lot of stuff on SoundCloud, which is kind of fun. And it mostly seems to be a music and podcast kind of place. So I know Johnny Word Balloon has a few things on SoundCloud. He was telling me yesterday. That's what he said, man. Gordy's stuff is cool. He's making another album too, so that'll be fun. I can't wait to hear the new music. I think if you join it, if you join SoundCloud, then you could make like a playlist for yourself. But most of the stuff, I think all of it's for free, but I can't play it here because if I don't own it, I don't want no one to get mad at me. But my guy's not gonna sue me, so I'm safe. So it's family business. See what you guys are saying now. Is Drew and Jot 2 complete? No. I gotta finish that too. Drew and Jot is I gotta work on that in between this and Archimaniacs. It's a lot of work. That's what makes everything hard for me, because I gotta do all these books. And Drew and Jot, I'm about halfway done, I think. Maybe less. I got to get going on that because everything was slightly delayed because of this COVID. Because now everyone is working at home. But I just got to keep it going, man, before they start asking. You guys sound more like my editors. Is it done? Where is it, Balthazar? But I just have to get it. I just got to get it. So hopefully I'll get some stuff, some pages done. I could probably draw Drew and Jot on here, though. Which I had before. I drew some pages with the with Dr. Danger dodging the crayons and stuff. Or dodging the paintballs or whatever. But I'll get back into that. I was coloring some stuff recently. It will happen. Well, what inspired Drew and Jot? That's a good story. Drew and Jot was something that I created when my son was a little baby. He was real little baby, like the kind where you just bring them home. They don't move and stuff. He's real small. And he was probably, yeah, he was a real tiny little guy. And my, I was watching him. And you know when you put the baby on a couch and they can't move? They just lay on a couch. They don't move. They move their arms and legs, but they're so light. They're only about 4 pounds, but they can't move. So he was with me. I'm watching him. He probably just ate or something. I just probably fed him a bottle or whatever. And he passed out. And, you know, being a dad, you don't want to even stand up because you don't want to disturb the waters. You know, the little baby's sleeping. I didn't want to disturb anything. So I had markers and a notepad on my and crayons and stuff on the couch because I knew once he's done, I'm going to draw some stuff. Once he falls asleep, I want to draw some stuff. So as he was sleeping, I took the notepad and the markers and stuff and said, Self, I'm going to see if I could draw a comic before the baby wakes up. I want to do a whole comic book story. And I just made it up right on the spot. And Drew and Jot was something that I just created. And actually, the original pages are on my website. They're on artbalthazar.com. And look under characters, you'll find the original Drew and Jot. So when I was, I drew the thing on maybe about 2-3 hours. That's how long it. Well, he was sleeping on whatever baby sleep. They take a nap in the afternoon, and I drew that whole thing up. And then that's all I really did. And then I put it away. But I always wanted to finish that story, and I never got to it because at that time I was working on Gorilla and Wolf Boy stuff, so I wasn't working on anything else at the time. I worked on Tiny Titans in 2007 or 2006, so this was back in 2003 with Drew and Jot because my boy was born then, and I just started. My boy was born in August, and my first Gorilla strip came out in September. So that was a busy time for me. But for Gorilla at the time, I was only drawing 1 page a month, which wasn't bad. Plus, I had a brand new baby. So when he fell asleep, I started drawing this comic, and I wanted to make it look like a kid did it. And then a few years ago, 2 years ago or so, Boom Studios asked me if I would pitch some comic strip ideas to them, a comic book idea, and I reached in my drawer that I had these pages. Then I scanned them and I sent them to them, and they loved them. And I said I'd like to do a whole book like this, and then that was it. They said yes, and I was real excited about that. And that's how Drew and Jot happened. I should do some coloring tonight for that and upload it to their site. Because I'm falling behind everywhere. I need a swig for the worker man. You hear that ice? Yeah, Garrett Drew and Jot, I think, is on Comixology. I think so. I also have them on sale on my website. I have them on my website. You get the hardcover book. Comixology is probably cheaper. It's pretty sure it's up there. You gotta look for it. But I'm not sure. But I'm gonna say yes. I'm 99.9% sure. Yes. D-Brass, that's a great story. I love stories about inspiration and creativity. Yeah, man. It's every time I create something, it's useful, and I'm going to use it eventually. So that's where I stand with a lot of these creations. Stuff never goes to waste. I just use it again somewhere. Or they meet Action Cat or something. Oh, look at that. Second one's done. I add some waves. Orange, 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 orange. This guy's freaking out. What the? He's freaking out indeed. What else you guys saying? Well, Garrett said, why do I draw in different colors on the computer? Does it mean different layers? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Because then when I bring them into color, I bring them into color in Photoshop, and then if I click on a line, see why, like this, I'll show you. See? I'll get rid of my pencil layer. So when I color in Photoshop, I'll color this line black, this one here, and then the inside mouth color will be a different line color, and then his skin will be a different line color. So where the lines touch and I click on that line, I make it a different color than that one, then I don't have to use the lasso tool. And then see the pencil layer is a different layer. See, there's his eyes. So it all works out. I got a strange technique, but when I try to tell my technique to other people, they sometimes understand, and then they just usually say, well, if it works for you. And then but a lot of people are amazed that when I put all my layers here. There's like 13, 14 layers here of color line. So when I bring it into Photoshop, a lot of times I have a layer for the characters and a layer for the background, and that's about it. Maybe a layer for the textures, but I don't really have that many layers of color. I do all the color flat, which is, I prefer it that way. It looks cool. Oh, I got a fly down here. It's buzzing. Yeah, Garrett, yeah. You draw on paper. Yeah, I like drawing on paper too. But once I had enough money and I bought one of these Cintiq, these Wacom tablets, and I was able to draw in here, and it just saves me lots of time with these books. Yeah, it saves me a ton of time. So I try to work on this digital. The digital art is just so much faster. And I prefer to draw on paper. It's just so much more fun. And it looks better. I think it just looks better. Well, this looks real smooth, but I like paper when you can see the imperfections. See, on here I got an imperfection, I can fix it, see? But on paper it gives another feel to it. So I like to do that's why I like to paint, because painting never looks right to me. Painting looks real painterly, and that's my whole thing. If you're gonna paint, I want to make it look like a painting. But see, like this, if it's touching here, I could just raise this. So it's kind of like cheating, but it's what it is, you know? It's the tools I have. So it's not cheating because it's the tool I'm using to do the thing I needed to do. Know what I mean? You do know what I mean. You know mean. And you can erase ink lines, which is kind of cool. It just goes fast too. I don't like this too thick. Reduce my line so his teeth don't look all buck-toothy. Ah! He's freaking out a little bit. Look at him freaking out. Ah! If you look at some of my other famous cartoonist draws things videos, I do have some where I colored some DC Comics pages, which is kind of cool. I got to color Batman and Supergirl and stuff, and those are for some Super Pet books, which was kind of fun. So I didn't tell DC I was going to do that, but nobody caught me yet, so we're good. So they're in my Facebook feed under my videos. Look at him freaking out. Oh no.
What's cracking? You already know who it is. Your boy Big Talk.
What's cracking, y'all? That's what he says. I got this. He needs bubbles. So when these guys speak underwater, they have bubbles. This. The air is coming out. It's true. Bum 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 bum. Alright, this page is gonna be done now. I'm gonna make my little tally marks so I know where the panels go. See what you guys are saying. D-Brad, I have the new version of the comic program you have. I'm slowly following some tutorials. I'll get better with practice. Yeah, man. You just gotta keep going. And once you get the settings done to all your pen and brush tips and stuff, you'll be fine. It'll be like second nature once you just start drawing. Second nature. What's the first nature? People say second nature. What's the first one? Normal? Like trees and stuff? First nature must be like when you're hungry and need to eat. The second nature would mean you're craving McDonald's. It's something that's not normal, but it's a second nature. First nature means you're hungry. Second nature means you want pizza. Is that it? Because drawing digital is definitely not natural. Drawing on paper with a burnt stick or a rock, that seems very natural. Like cave paintings. Imagine if they developed digital cave paintings back then. They would cover the world. It'd be so fast. There would be drawings all the way up where in the Himalayas where the Yetis are. You never know if Yetis were artists or not. Okay, there's a nice clean page, Vinks. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to save it. See all these dots on the bottom? Those are all of my layers. So when I go into Photoshop, I'll delete all of that, and it'll get all the lines that are the colors that I don't need. I'm going to go export it to Photoshop. There it is. Boom! Oh, Deep Red just made made pizza. That's awesome. Let's see, I see a lot of responses here. I have a new version of the comic. Oh, okay, I got that one. I'm going to hint to my daughters to get me a Gilbert t-shirt for Father's Day. Yeah, man, do it. They're up on Threadless. artbaltazar.threadless.com. I got a bunch more. I'll probably be uploading some more t-shirt designs by the end of the week, by Saturday or so. And it'll be cool. And Garrett says, are you just doing this page for tonight? I don't know. Should I do another one? I was going to do another one. I didn't think about it. I've only been live for an hour. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do a Drew and Jot. Get some going here. It's tight. Kevin Bixby loves it. I almost called you Bill. Did you hear that? Kevin Bixby loves it. It's tight. You should make a C character based on Vinks. I should. In the first book, there's a groovy octopus, but his name is Squid Rock. Thought that was cool. Let me see what else I got. But in the meantime, I'll have you look at this. Alright, well, this always means I'm done. I don't want to show that yet. But let me see if I could get... Maybe... Let's see what the next Gilbert page is. Or I might... Maybe I'll bring a Drew and Jot page in here. I could draw real sloppy and fast. I'm sure that my publisher loves that I'm working on it live. Because I'm showing progress. Oh, I don't have any more to draw. I gotta pencil them. So I'm gonna go to Drew and Jot. How about that? Would you guys like to see that one? Let's see what I can do in the Drew and Jot era of comics. The Drew and Jot era. You don't know we had an era. It's the Oh Yeah era. Featuring Drew and Jot. I'm doing pretty good here. Let's see. Let's get this one in there. Let's see. I'm going to try to do two. I'm going to do this one. Drew and Jot goes pretty fast. That's why I don't worry about catching up to it too much. Because it does go pretty fast. Oh, these are good pages. I got to get back to seeing you guys. Let's see. There it is. It said do an Archimaniacs page. Oh, I wish. I can't, sir. I would like to, but I don't want to get yelled at. Drew and Jot. Here it goes. There's a Drew and Jot page right here. Oh no, Jot! Look at us. We're purple. The paint is moving. Blur. Let's see. And this one has. Yeah, here's the monster. I'm gonna draw this. But when I letter, I like to put these lines underneath to get the oh, I gotta save. The program's getting goofy. I got a lot of windows open, that's why. Too much memory. Purple. Paint is moving. Paint is moving. And this is gonna be a fun panel. So I'm gonna do the most boring thing to watch. I'm gonna letter. I'm gonna letter some things. I almost brewed coffee tonight, guys. Almost. After dinner, I wanted to stay up And my wife had she's on a Zoom meeting. She's probably over by now, but she had a Zoom meeting at 7. And she got home early from work about 3. And she said, I have a Zoom meeting today, and she was already yawning. So I said, I could split a pot of coffee, but she didn't want to stay up later than she had to. So I said, a cup of coffee will probably keep you up later. So I don't want to go to, it'll definitely keep her, whoa, that line's a little bit thick. A pot of coffee will keep her up to at least midnight, and but she leaves the house, she gets up at 4, she's out of the house before 6, so I don't want to do that to my lovely, lovely. But I could do that to myself, right? Maybe. I got sleep. I got this. I got sleep. I got up at about I don't even know. I just woke up, started doing stuff. Oh yeah, I did a morning show today. That was cool. I wore my ascot for you guys. So I was like, what's he saying? Did you hear him? And that was cool. I wore my ascot for you guys, and a different hat for you guys, and my big mug. Let's see. So I do like to do different size type. I make my type at, if you're doing this at a 0.50 millimeter, but I like to vary it up between 5 and 7 to make the words a little thicker, more dramatic. This is page 56. See, he's saying, "Chop, look at us!" So I can move that around a little bit. Seems like lettering sometimes takes me the longest to do out of anything, because I'm real picky about where it should go. And Jot's weird, Drew and Jot's weird because it doesn't quite fit the comic book mode of page. I just have to make sure the artwork fits on the page rather than be the panel of the page, you know. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna do this all with a brush. Watch this. I'm gonna ink the letters. So a lot of my editors are saying, well, can you send us the lettering file? And I said, I don't have a lettering file. It's all on the art. And they said, well, it's going to be hard to translate. I said, well, we'll work it out. Send me the translation, and I'll write it all in there. But now that there's like 80 pages minimum per book, it's going to be harder to translate. There's a lot of pages to draw over again, you know. See, I drew this too thick. This is an apostrophe. Let's see. Yeah, Gary, I can't draw Arkham. Arkham, yeah, I gotta keep that for them. And I'm going to be quiet and save my typing of questions while I eat my pizza. Yeah, that's cool. And oh, Garrett likes your profile picture, Brad. That's cool. We're creating community right now. This is weird. This is a weird looking R, so I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do it over. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it. Went too fast and crazy. It's built better. That looks more like a Balthazar R. I got my own style. I should make a... My lettering friend said I should make a typeface that's just for me. And I could just type my own, but... I don't know, sometimes... I like this too. I draw a lot of stuff, man. Too much stuff. Let's see how that looks. I went freestyle for a moment. We're purple! I'm going to go in and tune it up. There's too much. There you go. I held my breath on that one. Did you hear it? Change the point size here a little bit. See, Drew and Jot's fun because I could go sloppy. And it's kind of fun. But the lettering, I got to stick to it because I want the kids to be able to read it. I could go sloppy on art because it just looks silly. But with the lettering, I kind of want it to look a certain way. I could go silly lettering, but it's... When you read a comic book with bad lettering, it's real hard to stay into the story. It's painful to read a story that the lettering is awful. You're like, oh man, another page of words. And I don't want that to happen. Especially with an all-age book. You want to engage the reader to turn the page, you know, to find out what's going on next. And if they're not interested in even turning the page because you just gave them a block of type to sift through, then it's not a good thing. I remember that from when I was a youngling reading comics, but I know that as an adult where there's too much words on a page. I'm like, nah, man, you gotta break it up. Or you could put all the words on it, but you gotta break it up. Like, don't put it all in one caption. No mean, no mean. Let's see, I'm gonna move this purple over a little bit somewhere. I'd probably raise it like this so I could lower this stuff. Lower that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Save. Yeah, that's what I should make a font. I'm trying to, but I don't know yet. My buddy Marshall Dillon's a great letterer, and he might do it for me. I gotta see. But it requires some finesse. We'll see what happens. Kevin says every time I hear you say purple, I can't help but think about turtle. Turtle, purple, purple turtle. Well, that'd be cool too. I should make because in issue 4 of Gilbert, they go to the island of orange turtles. Maybe just one turtle is purple. Maybe that's it. Ooh. Maybe that's the maybe that's the key, because I have a bad guy who has to go to the island of orange turtles. But maybe he has to go there to find the rare purple turtle. You know, that might be cool. Let's see. Saying that's a good idea. I'm gonna have Kevin Bixby's name in there now. I'm gonna have to make a. Ooh, what if I don't have names for the bad guys? What if I name one Bix? What if I do that? You want to be the shark guy? Maybe I'll name him Bixby. That might be cool. 'Cause I have a shark guy and a seaweed guy in volume 4. They are the conflict for Gilbert, but I don't know what they want to conflict with so far. But I want to send them to the island of orange turtles because they interact with Sherbert's family. As you see in this book, it introduces Dad in this book. Spoiler. And in the first book or so, you see Gilbert's family, and then in the second book you meet. No, in the third book here you meet Amphibian's family. So in the third one or fourth book, it might be cool if you meet Sherbert. Sherman? Yeah, Sherbert. Here, this word. Let's see. I'm gonna save it. This word's gonna be all crazy. I'm getting a text message. Hold on, but it won't involve you guys. But my text message is from my lovely wife. All right. All she needed was an okay. See what you guys see. I could be the purple turtle. Ooh, you could. Or the shark guy. That'd be sick. Bix the purple turtle. That's kind of good too. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll make it work, man. Blurg. Blurga blah. Blurga blah. How about that? Does that sound like paint? That's the sound of that's the noise a paint would make. A paint. Blurga blah. That's the sound of a paint. Ding 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 ding. The mystery of the orange, the mystery of the purple turtle. I'm gonna make this a little lighter. Look at that. Crushing it. This is what famous cartoonist crushes it. This is what it looks like. Oh, yeah, that's cool. See? I gotta fix this bubble here. This is a little bit too long for me. Bum 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 bum. Right there's good. Garrett wants to meet me one day to get my autograph. Yeah, man, you could. Once this stuff all comes down, I do a lot of conventions, store signings. If you live in Chicago, it'd be easier. I'm not sure where you live. And but I might come to a town near you if you're out of town. Or you want to get a Tiny Titans book signed? Yeah, man. I'll sign whatever you got. I'll draw you a sketch. It'll be awesome. We will bond over a sketch. He's not going to shout this one as much. He's not freaking up. We're purple! See, it's easy. It's just easier to draw and Drew and Jot stuff. It's easier to catch up on it when I'm behind, because just the way it's drawn, just the way I draw stuff fast with Drew and Jot. Because I don't think about it. If I make a mistake, I leave it in. It's kind of cool. I guess that's cool, right? I like it. Save. I'm gonna go with this bottom panel. It's calling me. It's pulling me towards it. Let's see. Let's do a 4. Oh yeah, look at that. We're gonna go all the way down. Well, I got a problem here. Right there. See, Drew and Jot's awesome because I could do silly things like this. Just make it look cool. Here he is again. Starting to come alive. It's paint. It's purple paint. See? It's all over the place. Save. Take a swig for the worker man. Kevin Bixby says he wants to meet me too. Yeah, man, we do. We should meet. We need to meet for chicken wings once that place opens. Or for some deep dish pizza or some hot dogs. We should meet at Scooby's. Did you ever go to Scooby's? I think it's on Roosevelt Road. Or is it North Avenue? I think it's Roosevelt Road near Route 59. By King County or something. Or DuPage County. Scooby's is an outdoor hot dog place where you can sit and eat hot dogs and you order hot dogs and eat outside in their picnic tables. It's really cool, man. It's one of my favorite places. Scooby's hot dogs. If you come down, oh, you live in Maine. Garrett lives in Maine. I've been to Maine a few times. I've been to the, is that Northampton? Yeah, I've been to Northampton show in Maine. What's over in Maine? It was the same town that Walter White went to. I've been to that one, to that show, and it was really cool. I forget what the name of the city is. Once in a while I get invited there and I go because I really enjoy it. Forgot what town that was. Yeah, North Avenue by Drive-In Theater. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Because I never know where exactly where stuff is until I'm driving and I see the landmarks. It's true. That's what happens to me. Scooby's. It's a good place, man. Last time I went to Scooby's, there was a guy outside singing like Rod Stewart. He was singing like Rod Stewart, singing songs, and he looked like him. He was dressed like him. There's a Rod Stewart impersonator. It was pretty interesting. He was an interesting fellow as well. I'm gonna put some paint on this guy. Let's see. Put some paint on my guy Drew over here. He doesn't like it. Because purple paint means the bad guy. You guys are going to like this. Drew and Jot story is cool because it's a lot like... it might remind you of Groundhog Day. A little bit. But it's a comic trope that people write. It's filled with tropes. People do comic tropes too when they write themselves into a wall. Because that's what this story is about. The kids writing themselves into a hole where they can't get out of. So it's kind of fun. See how like these pages with Drew and Jot are real easy for me to draw because they just go fast. Connect that right there. There he is. Got some paint on him. I like it. I gotta see what happened on a page before I start adding background. Oh, Scooby's is 10 minutes from your house. That's cool. Drew's ears remind me of Captain America. Yeah, they're based off of that. He's inspired from all the superheroes. He has Captain America's wings on his hat. He has Cyclops' visor. He has a lot of cool stuff happening. Okay, here's what happened on the page before. Here's what happened on a page before. Bam, bam. Page before that. I'm trying to find out where they are. Oh, they're in the city. Okay, that's cool. I gotcha. I gotcha. There's that guy on my video says, "I got this." He's got wings on his helmet. Yeah, wings on his mask. See, I just wanted to know if I could put a ground in here like this. Watch. That's it. That's all I needed. Add some of that. Maybe add some buildings. Should I get some buildings? I'm going to add some buildings. This almost looks like a face. This right here looks like a face. Look. Ooh, a little bit. Let me see. Some buildings. I always add antenna on the buildings because that's how Chicago has with Sears Tower. That's a cool panel. Look at that. I'm gonna make the boxes because that's what I do. That's how I'm rolling right now. Rolling with my homies. So I got to do this. Let's see. I'll do that. I'm going to leave it. Save. Save for the working man. Make them real thick. How about a thickness line? So I'm going to change it. Look at that. There you go. I want his cheek a little more cheeky. Yeah, that's good. It's gonna have some paint on him. Oh. He's yelling, yeah! It's like, man, look what happened. Drew Jot's awesome. I love working on this because it's just real fast. I'm gonna add some paint on him. See, it's just real fat. It's just real fun. So I always know I could catch up on Drew and Jot real quick, but I better catch up before they ask me to, right? I'm gonna give him some teeth. He needs some teeth. But I stopped putting lines on teeth. I just put my I stopped putting lines so they don't look like they have teeth. I just do a line now like that. We'll see how it meets like a tangent. I don't like it. That's better. Okay. Ah, don't like that either. That's a little better. I'm gonna go some jot action here. Man, I'm craving hot dogs now, man. We had tacos today, Taco Tuesday. What are you guys saying? I moved from my tiny screen iPhone to my laptop. Thanks, man. And I'm larger. You can see more glorious drawings. Glorious and beautiful drawings. Oh, Garrett has to go to bed. It's 10 o'clock there. Oh, yeah, and you're in a different time zone. Oh, that's all right, man. I'm going to keep drawing a little bit, but you could always see it later because my videos go to my Facebook page, and then they stay, so you can watch them later. So in case you miss them, or you want to see them again, you could go to the Facebook page and watch them, which is fun, you know. So, but it's been cool to see you, Garrett, and I'm glad you were able to join me on this journey of happiness and awesomeness, because that's what we're all about here. Making things work. See, look at this paint. It's awful. Look, oh, something's happening here to our heroes. Oh, you still got about 10 minutes. Oh, I see. It's 8:47 over here. That means it's 9:47. So you're in the East Coast. Let's see. I understand what you're saying, my man. The monster is here. The monster is destroying the world they know. The world they know has come to ruins. How do they get past this dire treachery? With paint on their outfits. Where's the dog? Where's the dog? He's over here. Here he is. The dog, the dog. He says woof. from a tail. I'm gonna make that tail orange because he's gonna be all orange. Where's Drew? He needs some shock lines. Ah! There it is. See, that page is real fast. So I could probably catch up on Drew and Jot real quick. Right quick, like, you know what I mean? Well, faster than the other stuff, anyway. But it's good to be able to create something that's faster than the normal comic. Because then I could do my thing. Let's see. I'm going to add some of this. Some drama. Adding the drama. The drama for your mama. Ah! Should probably add some here too. I'm gonna. I just did. Look at that page. I'm gonna add some soap. Add some. That's it. Oh, Drew and Jot page for you. The whole thing's finished. Save. There it is. Oh, you're saying the Gucci Nana should have his own series? Yeah, you know what? I wrote a series called the Gucci Nana Field Guide, and it's with Hammond, the bear, and the other guy's name, Delafonte. They travel around in a balloon, and they look for the Gucci Nana so they can get a bird's eye view. And the whole thing's written as how to catch it. It's like a field guide. I have the book written, and that's something I'm gonna release on Comixology eventually. So it's a Gucci Nana miniseries, but it's how to catch them. It's more like a field guide rather than a comic. It is a comic, but it's a field guide showing with tips on how to capture them or how to get a view. It's kind of like a Sasquatch field guide, or even like a bird watching field guide. It's gonna be real fun. So that's a good idea. I'm glad you picked up. And if you watch our YouTube channel, me and my kids go looking for the Gucci Nana in the woods. We go looking for it, yeah. It's true. Prepare yourselves, heroes. Prepare to be purple forever. That's what he's saying. I don't know if I want to be purple forever. That's what this guy is saying. Oh, you saw that in Who's Who? Oh, cool, man. Yeah, they, I always put stuff that I'm planning in the Who's Who because, eventually I'll get there. Prepare yourselves. It's got grammar, so there's a comma. Heroes. Because even the monster speaks with proper grammar. And people always forget there's E in heroes. Make sure you don't forget the E. It's true. Prepare to be purple forever. It's hard to prepare for that, you know? I'm drawing bigger than I need to. Let's see. I'm drawing too large. This is too close. Move that over a little bit. But I'm going to use the magic of scale. Because I'm going to have to here. It's all true. Everything I tell you guys is true. See, these words are crazy because it's a monster screaming them. So I'm not too neat on them because it's the monster. The purple monster. I had a character in Itty Bitty Hellboy called Purple Monkey Majesty. Uh-oh. The song that's playing is not my guy's song. Must change the song. Little Nas. I can't play Little Nas because Little Nas won't like it. How about some Neptune? By famous cartoonist, son, the famous musician, Gordon Baltazar. Oh, Wayne is here. What's up, Wayne? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Hey, man. Oh, yeah. Prepare to be purple forever. It's not good to be purple, I guess. Drew's gonna find out if he likes it. How's that feel, Drew? Drew and Jot. Prepare yourselves, heroes. It's gonna go even under it even more. We'll take this whole thing and place it here. Place it here or here, right above these guys. Is that more menacing? Right above them? A little slight rotation. Fits a little better. Maybe that. Maybe slight shrinkage. So I gotta think, what would Jack Kirby do right now? You know? Jack Kirby didn't draw digital. Or does it go better up here? I like it here so I could see the monster. But I'm gonna raise the monster slightly. I don't need those lines. I don't need this blue. This monster's crazy looking. I'm going to raise him a little bit so as I want to see. Let's see what he looks like if I raise him up. The eyes up here, see? Yeah, like that. Now he covers the whole thing. See? Now, I'm going to press save. Oh, Garrett got 3 minutes. So, D-Brad's not drawing this time, but I'm making a collage instead. But it won't be ready to show. That's alright, dude. Take a swig for the working man. Yeah, man. I got my swig. Hear it? I got the ice. Ah, yeah. I took a swig for the working man. That is true. That's something I've just done. That I just did. Prepare. Prepare. You gotta throw purple paint on this kid. On this Drew and Jot guy. Our heroes. It's true. That's just what bad guys do. They ruin your day. Look at that. I don't like it. So I'm going to change that up a little bit. I don't want too many lightning bolts. Just want like this. See, just a little bit. Just a little bit to show that he's a little wacky. Can't be trusted. Can't trust this monster. Just can't trust him. I don't know what his face. I don't like it so much yet. I'm gonna make it work though. So this is how I roll. That's what I roll. I roll, high roll. Should I make his eyes big or mean like? Like that. That's pretty cool. It needs to be thicker though. Ah. Whoa. Oh, look at that. That's cool. See, I like that line right there. It's cool. It's a good line. But I don't like this one up here. Should I do his eyes like this? What do you think? Should I do these kind of eyes? Yeah, like that, right? The evil ones. So I'm changing my character as I draw him. Countdown immencing. Thanks, Garrett. Good to see you, man. I'll be drawing I'll probably be on again tomorrow. So it's good to see you. Have a good night. Get some rest. Brush your teeth. Wash your hands. Listen to your parents. And do your homework. I sound like a dad now. I suddenly became uncool. Oh, man. Do your thing, man. You're awesome. Good to see you. Let's see what I got. Let's see. Like that's better? Nah. Like that. I kind of want the drippy effect. You know? Yeah, there you go. That's a little better. So I want it to look like he's wet. He's all one constant stream of paint. See, like that. If I could get this going like that. And go smooth. Becomes smooth. One line. See? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's good. Let's see, what are you going? Yeah, man. Garrett's awesome. Good night. Word balloon just came on live too. A little tiny talking Yoko head. It just popped up in my corner. Oh, D-Brad, that's cool, man. Maybe I should end this pretty soon. But so you can watch that. That's the weird part about live streaming is I never know when's a good time. So I just go ahead when I feel it. When I feel it, I do it. That's the bad thing about it. There's no real time to there's no correct time to do it. You just got to do it when you feel is right, like Obi-Wan says. You must do what you feel is right, of course. See, I'm going to move this down a little bit because now it's touching his face. Right there, see? Heroes, prepare yourself, heroes. So I'm gonna take this, shorten this a little bit. There you go. It was interfering, if you will. Make that a little nice. You know, it looks spontaneous, but you didn't know there's a lot of fine tweaking in this. a deep breath. I can listen to word balloon when I walk my dog. That's cool. Man, you're always doing something. You got a lot going on in your house. I guess we all do, but my yeah, my wife does a lot of things, so all I gotta do is draw all the time, but that's good though. Let's see. See all these fine tweaks. Now I gotta. It's touching right there. See, it's touching. Move that over a little bit. There you go. What about over here? Oh, right there is good. Like that. Bam. Bam. I don't know if I like his face yet. It's looking very McFarlane-y. I don't know. See, I'm gonna do a little sketch in this corner. Like, here's what he envisioned a monster looking like this. This is what he looks like. Looks like that. But I drew him a little different. First appearance. This monster's name is Blot. He's a blot. He's a paint blot. I don't know if I like him. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it. See, right away, I don't like that right there. Almost confined. There you go. Now, should I swoop in there and do like this? Should it be see-through? Should it be a constant flowing piece? Or if I did that and then made these crazy streams there. See, he has a body. Like that. Yeah. Did it. Maybe his eyes should be smaller. What do you think? What if I made of small eyes? But that looks kind of evil. Or what if his eyes were big? Struggling. See me struggling? What if I made his eyes big like this? Crazy. Whoa! That all looks good. Maybe put some evil like that. That looks alright. I think that might be pretty cool. Not sure. I'm not sure.
What's the crack? You already know who it is. Your boy Big Tuck, Freight Train Tuck.
I'm not sure. I got this. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these eyes. Let's go at a 4. If I did that, I don't know how I should look. Should be crazy like that. Ah! It might be more expressive. Maybe make his eyes wider. Like that. Yeah. I don't know. I do not know. What do you guys think? Looks good, right? Whoa! He's a big paint monster. I like the crazy eyes. Yeah, I like them too. You ever done a small spawn? I would probably be like Harvey Comics. I used to draw some stuff. I draw a lot of stuff for the fans at the shows, the dollar sketches. But I never had any desire to make a like an itty bitty spawn or tiny spawn or nothing. But that would be cool. If that came about, I'd be alright with it. How about that? Maybe this is what's bothering me, is this. He's got a duck lip. He's got like a duck lip. And I got this little character over here I like. That's what I was going for. But that's a straight on shot. See? If I drew this guy with crazy eyes, he would still look good. See? It's the mouth. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Like that. Yeah, like that. The duck part messes me up. Now, there it is. See, it looks more monstrous now. Oh. Look at that. See? Ooh. He's more wacky. What if I added teeth on here? See, that might be pretty cool like that. It's a lot of back and forth. Let's see. So it's a simple page. Causes me to struggle. Yeah, like that. There it is. I think I did it, guys. See, it looks like now. Blah blah blah. There's somebody you don't want to know, don't want to mess with. Let's see. All right, we'll go like that. We'll go 3. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a little crazy looking, but then there should be some kind of panel border, because he is on a page still. We'll go gray, go classic gray. Oh, I'm losing it. I'm losing sight of what needs to be drawn. There's all these lines. Let's see, they're right here. There it is. See, there's still a comic. Still a comic underneath there. Meanwhile, Drew is scared out of his mind. It's like, what the heck, man? I don't want to face this thing. What's Drew gonna do? I don't know what he's gonna do. Actually, I do know what he's gonna do. But I can't tell you guys, because then it would be a spoiler. You guys don't want me to spoil. What is he gonna do, Drew? Will Drew survive the attack of the giant purple paint monster? Is this the end of our hero? This is a weird line right there, but I'm gonna leave it in there. Yeah, that's the bottom of his jaw, see? Alright, looks good. Will Drew survive the attack? Is this the end of the purple people eater? Let's see. Let's see what you guys are saying. Wayne says, I'm watching you on my iPad and Johnny on my TV. That's cool, man. You're getting all your experience all around. It's like stereo. It's a good choice of the new mouth. Yeah, it's more menacing. He looks crazy now. Thank you, sir. The eyes, too. The eyes look better. I like the eyes. Let's see if I go back to crazy eyes. Yeah, the eyes are good. I like them nuts. And, Red says, same art time, same art Facebook page. Cool. I'm going to save this. Oh, I did already. I'm going to export it so I can color it. It's all set there. Render it. Finished. Do I do another one? I think I need to take a break. I'm going to look at let's see what's going on upstairs. I need to get some snack or something. I'm going to show you the cover of Drew number 2. I don't know if I did that before. But here is, I think I did. I'm not sure. Here's Drew and Jot number 2 from what that page will be from. Right there. That's Drew and Jot number 2. The page I just colored is from here. And the other page I colored was, the page I drew. So these are the 2 new books coming out at the end of the year. Drew and Jot is making a mark. That's the name of the book. And you can see all the paint splashes. See all the paint splatter behind her? I'll go large. From New York Times best-selling author. That's me. Drew and Jot. There's that little paint guy. What's he have to do with the story? Making a mark. This is a good story. It's real fun. And the 3rd book is called Creative Control. That one's going to be real fun. And this one is Gilbert, the Little Merman, the Flaming Carrot Evolution. And you see Gilbert. There they are. Amphibian, Gilbert, and Sherbert, and the strange diamonds with eyes. But thanks for watching me. Thanks for the inspiration, my fans, my fellas, my brothers and sisters. And I will do this again. This was very fun. And I'm going to continue to do more work tonight, but I need to take a break and get some more hydration and some food. Just a snack. Just keep me going, maybe some pretzels or something. But you guys are awesome. And let Yoko Chips take over from here. You could go watch a word balloon stream. And you guys are awesome. Remember to wake up every day and do the things that make you happy. That's what I do. You could do that every day. Do you sip coffee? I might get some coffee right now. I'll probably just get more iced tea or something. I don't know if I'll go heavy beverage because I got a marathon to pursue this week. And it's only Tuesday. So I still got time. I just took a swig for the work I'm at. But you guys are awesome. Follow me when you see me. And wake up and do things that make you happy. Right on, guys. See you tomorrow. I'll probably do a morning show tomorrow. I don't know. It'll probably be an afternoon edition. But I'll do something. You guys are awesome. Oh, wait. Before we go. I got something from Kevin Bixby. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you right here. Because that's what I do. Bow, bow, bow. Let's see if I can get it. I'm going to see if I can get it on the page. Get it on full screen for you. It's pretty cool. I do like me some Kevin Bixby. Bam! What do you guys think? That's cool? Oh yeah. That's Kevin Bixby's Batman. Work in progress from a commissioner. From a commission? I was going to say for the commissioner. It's a commissioner from a YouTuber. That's awesome. Yeah, man. You guys do what you do. And Kevin, keep doing that. That's good stuff. But I have to go. I'm going to go eat and see what's going on. I hear movement. See how my wife's doing before she goes to sleep. And you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It means everything to me. Okay, I'll see you later. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.